The presentation mastery was an intimidated pathway. For me, it seemed like a high hill to climb, a pathway designed only for polished, fearless, professional public speaker. I wondered, do I have what it takes actually to finish that path? However, despite my doubts, I put myself up to the challenge. You know, I've always believed that the greatest progress of humanity has been through challenges, through a struggle. And as Marco Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, fantastic emperor of Rome, says, obstacle is the only way. Buddha said, through adversities and chaos is when the transformation actually arises. I mean, we can experience those wisdom in nature, in our bodies. I remember once I had a window on my house that I needed some shade. The sun was coming in, it was killing me. So he said, you know what, let me go to the nursery home and let's bring a palm tree, just 5 feet, those that never grow, so I can stay right there. I went to the nursery and I asked, listen, I need a palm tree for 5 feet. I don't want it to grow. And he said, one of the staff says, I can guarantee I never seen those palm trees grow more than 5 feet. I said, perfect, that's mine, that's what I wanted. I took my palm tree, I planted on my windows, and after 6 months goes by, I noticed that there is no shade anymore. I couldn't even see the palm tree. He said, something's wrong. When I go outside, guess what? The palm tree grew 15 feet high. I wondered, how can that be possible? And the problem was that the palm tree, it was not getting some light. So it grew. It grew because there were some challenges on the way. And the same analogy, people, we can apply in our lives. We are limitless. We have so much power within us that we don't realize that we do have this power. We have within ourselves, whenever we face challenges heads on, the capability to overcome any obstacle in our life. This is true over and over again. And this is something that I took that experience and extrapolate. I brought in those knowledge into my pathway presentation mastery. So how I faced the challenges that I saw at the beginning before I enrolled to that pathway. The only way is to look at the problem, face the problem, and go through the problem. So you can actually be part of the problem, and in that way you can evolve. You can transcend it, because this is what happens when you are facing one problem. You are in one spotlight. You can see, you focus on what you see in front of you, but there are so many things behind you all over the place that you cannot see it. The only way you can see what is behind you, what is the expectations, what are the elements that are involved, you just move forward so you can transcend and you can see exactly what are the possibilities. Okay. One of the experience I'm going to show you about the pathway. I mean, this is a long project. I'm not going to bring all those projects because time constraint, but I'm going to give you pretty much what are the 3 projects that I believe have profoundly in that pathway creating in me more a sense of more efficiency that contributed to my personal growth and professional growth. And those are the 3 projects. vocal variety. The next one is body language and evaluation and feedback. I'm not going to tell you about vocal variety. Why? Because we are all know about what is involved in vocal variety. So I'm going to tell you specifically. I'm gonna specifically customize my own experience. Okay, from that perspective. So in that path, I learned that with vocal variety, we can connect with the audience emotionally. When your voice matches your message and energy and tone, the audience get more engaged. Using vocal variety allows your natural personality to shine through. It's the way that you establish a connection with your audience. This is a powerful method that you can use to captivate your audience presence. For instance, one of the greatest uh, artists in mastering the vocal variety was a Hitler, Adolfo Hitler, right? Adolfo Hitler used that method to capture people's attentions, to lead them to whatever he wants to lead them. As the neuroscientist neuroscientist says, neuroscientist, who is then this guy, the neuroscientist in two book, I forgot the name. He says that language is thoughts is the language of the brain, and feelings is the language of the body. So when we use vocal variety to transmit thoughts to the people, and you use through vocal variety, or you transmit feelings, you can have people do something that you have no idea. So you can have absolute control over people. Now, the next one, how can you improve your vocal variety? You know, in my case, whenever I'll do a speech, you know, I do warm my voices. You read aloud. You kind of write a speech, and you highlight the word where you want to intonate, or you want to slow down your intonation. So those are the techniques that when you use effectively, you can create incredible impact in your audience. The next one is the body language. The body language, they say that body language is almost 50% of your communications. So that means you have to match up, your vocal variety needs to match up with your body languages. Otherwise, they won't believe you. So they have to work together. What you said in your vocal variety has to be articulated with your body. So one of the techniques that you can use to improve your body language is that you can be careful when you are presenting a point. During that point transition, do not move your body. You have to stay focused. Now, if you want to transition from one paragraph, one point to another, then you can move your body. So do not move your body aimlessly without any sense. Everything has to be synchronized with your vocal variety, with your body language, and the way you move around it. Because sometimes when you do not synchronize them, you will lose the attention of your audience. They says that 7% of any speech, 7% is words, 38% is voice, and 58% is just body. Now, that's one is evaluation and feedback. Evaluation and feedback is one of the critical part of any speeches. Why? Because this is the time where you can incorporate what you have learned. For instance, one of my three evaluators in those three speeches was Betty, Kathy, and Betty, Evelyn. So they provided me with incredible feedback, and I try to incorporate those feedback in my next speech, because that's the platform that will help me learn. I mean, if you don't listen to your evaluation feedback, it's like throwing stone to the air, hoping that a bird is gonna pass by and you're gonna hit it. So that doesn't make sense. Most of the people, unfortunately, they do that. They get the feedback, the evaluation, they don't even listen to it. So in that way, they don't grow, because it's so critical that you pay attention to your evaluation.